dirty, E. You know what I'm talking about? What you gonna do, Styles? D-Block Stars, y'all. All my family in the building early, y'all. Waiting on Sweet Miko. Yes. Talk about Miss Elise. My brother, Lil Fife, nephew. All this throw the shots a little bit. Tight up. Albert OD. Over
Yes, sir, man. Through rain, sleet, or snow, we all about the go, go, go. It's your boy Heartbeat, 8-10 p.m. each and every Tuesday. Voxway.com, sitting here riding shotgun with the one and only GOGO report, earning sales in the building. I am a subliminal criminal, keep it in middle, be dependable any direction like section, like brand, convection, where is the protection, nigga? Riding shotgun with my partner in crime, man. That's how we do, man. Each and every Tuesday here, 8-10 p.m., number one show in GOGO, number one blog in GOGO. All that intertwined, giving you the best show. You understand? You understand? Meantime, between time, man, look here, man. It's raining outside. You're on the highway right now looking at us, man. Be careful, slow down. It's slippery out there. It's icy out there. But look, we here to entertain y'all. Go get your popcorn ready. Ernest, what it do, man?
Ain't nothing, man. This movement, man. This go-go movement, man.
That's what it is, man. We got the engineers out there in the lobby. Get ready to come on in here and, tell us about their experience. Matter of fact, let me show y'all something. Where that shirt at, Ernest? Check this joint out, shorty. They brought me back something. They only had one, so me and you got to share this joint. You understand me? Yeah, they went to California, man. All the GOGO engineers went to California, brought me a little souvenir back. You understand me? They all out there in the lobby, man. We got the Firm Entertainment Group here too. We'll talk about the dynamite situation they got coming up. What's the date on that show you got coming up, baby? February 17th. February 17th. So we're gonna dive into that too. We also got a big announcement coming up regarding the show in Metro World. Also, it's a lot going on in the GOGO community right now. Darnell Floyd has announced his retirement, Ernest L. He said this is his last year as far as being in the game. What do you actually think about that,
man? I don't know, man. I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying?
The
great ones, they retire, but I think that they always come back, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't stay away from the game long.
So you think it's like I did last week when I was going to retire?
Yeah, I think his is a little bit more serious than yours.
You think so?
Yeah, but 40 years. He been in the game 40 years. I mean, like,
right.
You can't retire after 40 years. I mean, like, especially with music. I mean,
you can retire, man.
I mean, because it's so easy for him. Like, he could just sit around the house and just make a song up just by like just sitting down somewhere,
right.
Just sitting. It's hard to stay away.
So we're gonna talk about that too, man. We also got some other special guests. Who we got coming up in here, Ernest?
We got Pretty Nikki supposed to be coming up this joint. T-Bob,
Junkyard.
Okay.
That's the night.
We got the Firm here.
Okay.
Man, D. Armstrong.
He here already.
You know okay. Yeah, he here, man. We got a lot of little guests coming through, man. So,
no, ain't none of our guests little. These heavyweights.
Yeah. We definitely.
These heavyweights, man. You know what I'm saying? He don't little guys. Ain't nobody ain't little, man. These dudes making moves. These young ladies and gentlemen making moves, major moves. Man, we got send a special shout out to Lonnie Love, who's under the weather right now, and DJ Rick is under the weather right now. I don't know where Naja is. She probably on her way en route. So that's what it is, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, whether it's 5 of us, it don't matter. We here for y'all. We the Heartbeat Congo Eye. We the number one show. This the number one blog. All intertwined. We go, go, go. DJ Ron, let's take us out a little bit, man. Give him a little crank, man. We'll be right back after this crank message on the Heartbeat Congo Eye. Let's go.
All the way down, go. Congo's one. Australia, y'all. Good to see you here. Also the party side stars. Big brother Mike and Ian. Big Sherry got a birthday, y'all. Oh Lord, I see my man Big Fujizi, y'all. Also my brother D-Block, Mad Rapper Lee. Also Super Children's in the house. One Lord and my man Banks. We can't leave out Banks, y'all. 7 Woods. Pocket B Creek. 1700 house, y'all. Also since Quinn in the building. Good to see the boss, Rick Ross. Reaction, baby, y'all. Rick Ross, reaction. Damn, smoke. Oh, best friend. Got a lot of smoke. Oh, let the party be right, y'all. We in the party. Got a lot of smoke. We gonna get y'all the one y'all waiting on. One of the ones you waiting on. Y'all seen the clip that we put up on Facebook, man. Y'all seen the clip on Facebook, y'all. That thing got a lot of views, a lot of comments now. I think it's about time for us to jam that thing on in there, you hear me? A little bit more to Congo, JR. Last time I'm about to put it in the pocket. I said, we got a lot of smoke. Hey, yo, we got a lot of smoke. Come on. Hey, yo, I said, we got a lot of smoke. Let the party work, y'all. Let it work. Hey, scrap. Hey, scrap. I said, we got a lot of smoke. Let it work, daddy. Let the party go. Party.
Vox Wave believe that no one in the DMV should go without a coat this winter. So we partnered with Star Imports dealership for this year's annual coat drive. If you have an old or gently used coat that can still be worn, drop it off with us. Vox Wave Studios at 4711 Off Place, Suitland, Maryland, and give the gift of warmth to somebody in need in the DMV.
Donate them to somebody.
That's what it is, man. Each and every Tuesday, 10 p.m., y'all. Each and every Tuesday, 10 p.m. on VoxWave.com, man. I'm that subliminal criminal, keeping it mental but dependable in the direction, investing like section, like brand complexion, working with the protection. Number one show on GOGO, number one blog and GOGO, all intertwined, bringing you go, go, go. Clap it up, man. Heartbeat Congo, one more again, man. We live in another color, in the snow, rain, sleet. It don't matter. I'm still Heartbeat, sitting here riding shotgun with my partner in crime, Ernest Hill. Clap it up for him, too. He does so much for this genre. Now, ladies and gentlemen, last week, it was a show. It was probably the most talked about situation in GOGO last week. Up here last week, we had all, if not every engineer that exists in GOGO was in this room right now. But we had a bunch of young men go to the Namm situation. Am I pronouncing that right, Deuce? Namm?
Namm, it's all
Namm. And they bought me like I said, they bought me a little souvenir. Me and Ernest Hill are going to have to share this. I'm going to put it in a dry, though, shrink it up for Ernest Hill, though. But as y'all can see, this beautiful situation. Y'all can clap it up for the shirt, man. That's what it's all about. Because we sent GOGO's finest up there in California to represent, and we got the fellas that actually took that gigantic trip out there to California to represent the GOGO genre. And we're going to start it off, let everybody introduce themselves. I can introduce them, but I like to introduce themselves and say a little bit about what they do and the bands that they rock with. Starting to my right, and y'all left, looking at the screen. Let everybody know who you are, young fella.
What's up, y'all? This Deuce 9 here, man. Nickname, the man behind the crank.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the scenes, making a lot of things work, man. Making sure them speakers is popping and thumping and all that stuff. Been in the game since 2007. But before that, I was playing congos, man. I was doing that for a while. And what helped me get back in the game, what helped me get into the sound engineering field was, I was getting mixed by engineers that I didn't like what they were doing. So I said, man, let me go ahead and take this under my, pretty much take it under my own hands and just go ahead and do it. Also, what helped me out was back in the day, since transfer a lot of tapes to CDs. And when you do that, you got to understand the compression, the EQs and stuff like that. So I already knew my 31 band equalization. And
Don't say that again.
31 band equalization.
Okay.
So it's pretty much all the sound frequencies and stuff.
Okay.
So with that being said, I jumped out there and took a leap of faith and just went and mixed the band without no rack. And I listened to the CD. It was good. And I just took it from there, man. I took a little job and started making money to buy my own sound equipment.
Right.
And ever since then, that's all she wrote. So, yeah, I started with bands like Black Passion. That was my first band. They allowed me to be the guinea pig. Over a period of time, I was mixing a whole bunch of bands here and there. Then I got with Rick from Reaction. Okay. So that was my first, I guess, band that was well known.
So it was Black Passion first, then Reaction? Yeah,
it was Black Passion and a series of other bands, because I was mixing at the Thai Seafood House, and they would have like 5 different bands playing there.
Because your name got hot, real quick.
Yeah, it was especially in the bounce beat game, because back then Kendall, shout out to Kendall, because Kendall showed me a lot of the basic stuff.
Wow.
I give him some.
Lead talker for Subtle Thoughts.
Yeah, he was basically, I was basically watching him every time he mixed, and I was asking a million questions, pretty much like, what's this, what's that, how you get the bass drum, how you set the EQ for the house, and right. And then I just kind of took the training wheels off and went off. Eventually, I got with Reaction. Reaction was cool because I was able to kind of create a sound for them, and which was sort of like a sound that was really kind of became what the sound with the bounce beat was.
Okay.
The sound of the bounce beat. So one of my biggest hits back in '08 was the Gucci Bandana song. That joint was getting played on the radio. Yeah, that got played on the radio a whole lot.
That was your mix?
Yeah, I mixed that at G's nightclub. Yeah, G's nightclub on a night that was just, it was G's nightclub, Blainsburg.
Wow.
Rio sound system. We just recorded it, and we didn't know it was a hit. That's how it happens at times.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, when did you actually link up with Pops, Rio?
Oh man, Rio, I got up with him when see, Rio never used to come out a lot. He would pretty much send his crew out there, like Milton, and shout out to T-Bone, you know, who's also Dynamite, legendary Congo player. Used to work for Rio. And the Twins, which they two funny dudes, man. They used to work with them. But it was a time when I used to work with Michi at Michi Studio. We used to record a lot of songs.
So you dropping knowledge and history right now, because I had no idea that you used to work with Michi.
I worked with Michi first. We used to record a lot of bouncy bands in the studio.
And a lot of people don't know, man. Michi has a mean bloodline, bro.
Oh yeah, he do. Definitely.
That's the Wellman bloodline, man.
Yeah.
Sugarfoot and Kigo and Wally.
Michi could play the Congos too.
Play the Congos too,
He
yeah.
play the Congos. He got a great ear, and he really, he knows his history when it comes to go-go. Me and him used to just sit down and listen to tapes, and he'd be like, "Man, you hear what Lil Joe did on the Congos right there, man? That little machine he used." And we tried to figure out what it was, because back then we didn't really know. But before that, Michi Studio had to get shut down, and I needed a place to record.
Okay.
So that's when I got up at Rio.
Right.
And I went in Rio Studio, and I learned a lot from Pops, man. Pops was pretty much showing me a lot of, you know, the ins and outs of studio mixing. I didn't know anything about Pro Tools when I went in there.
Right.
And that's how I learned Pro Tools, messing with Rio. And pretty much I figured out his layout. And then eventually I pretty much saved some money, man, and built my own situation at home. So now I just, you know, when bands record, I don't really mix at Rio Studio. I just take the files at home and go home and mix it. You know?
I know, because when I was managing Primetime, and believe me, that wasn't no easy situation dealing with my son RB. But when I was managing Primetime, when we go to the studio record anything, it was either Deuce 9 or nothing.
Yeah, man.
I'd be like, man, nah, Pop, man, Deuce 9. And you remember all them situations with me and you dealing with you, man. But I just want to say, man, from the bottom of my heart, man, seeing you come, it's like right now, you're like part of CPU. And I made up a new name for you guys, too. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, CPU.
Huh?
What's CPU?
No,
CPU is Congo Players United.
That's us, Congo Players United.
I'm part of both of the joints.
No.
You're a hybrid.
No, y'all GEU.
GEU.
What does it stand for? Common sense now. Come on, somebody.
What is it, G what?
GEU.
GOGO Engineers United. That's y'all.
Sound cool to me.
That's y'all. And the thing about it is, you guys are the third entity now, because we already had GSU, GOGO Singers United. If y'all seen that episode up here, when they had all the GOGO singers here. So now we got three of us. So what I'm trying to do is just combine everything into one. And it's got a lot to do with unity, okay? So that we could just get like all these individual groups together, GSU, GOGO Singers United, GOGO Engineers United, CPU, Congo Players United. Y'all see what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
I'm uniting every individual. And when I mean individual, CPU is an individual, okay? It's a brand. A brand is an individual. GOGO Singers United is an individual. All right? GOGO Engineers United is an individual.
Right.
All right? Drummers Breakfast is already stamped.
Yeah.
I ain't worrying about them.
But, you know
They
what?
did their
You know
thing,
what?
man. You hold on. You gotta get a mic, baby.
I don't mean to cut
Got to mic you up. Got to mic you up.
They can't hear me?
No.
I want to say something, Congo.
Hold on. Get Phil the mic, man. Get Phil the mic.
You ready to go
Hold
there?
on.
I'm ready to go
You too important not to have a mic focus,
There
Phil.
you go. He got one there.
No.
He says it there.
That's why I
You
like
too-
this show, because
you-
I can relax and just chill.
Yeah.
And just be a stop.
You need to have a mic, because you guess what?
I wanna
Ladies
say
and
something,
gentlemen,
Congo.
everybody put your hands together, man. Focus Phil is here, man, from Focus Field Radio, man. One of the #1 shows out here. I look at my nephew all the time. He might not know that, but he has an amazing show, man.
I'm gonna keep it real.
An
with you, man.
amazing show,
I
baby.
seen you at that the government furlough, and I told you, man, Chris Black did a great thing. And you kept it real with me, man. I went home and told my manager and everything. I say, Congo say, man, he listened to us, man. He talk about us all the time.
Yeah.
Great thing.
Yeah, man. I do.
I just want to say, man, to what you just said, right? It need to be a documentary, man. Like, it need to be stamped.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to do like a GOGO documentary. It need to be stamped. Everybody that has done something,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, for GOGO.
Yes, sir.
You played with Chuck Brown. Come on, man. You played with Chuck Brown. It's documented. So when they go on YouTube and they looking up Pandora and they looking up iTunes and they put in Chuck Brown, it's playing. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, and they see you playing the Congos. And that's the same thing we got to do with GOGO. Like everybody playing the cover songs.
Right.
The man that was in here, the sound man, he brought up a good point. Everybody playing cover
Big
songs.
Al.
Do something original. Go to the studio.
Yes, sir.
Do something that represents the regentrification that's going on in the city. Do something that's representing the mayor selling properties for a fucking $1.
I feel
Let's
you.
represent good music. We got good artists here. We got music here. The same way in Louisiana, the same way in Atlanta, when one of them little dudes come up, Congo, you know what I'm saying? One of them little dudes come up, the whole city, they put them on. They a superstar. They a celebrity. Come on, man. We've been had this shit, man, in D.C. since the 70s, man. Right. Chuck Brown. You feel what I'm saying? It's here. It's right here.
Right
but we
here,
got to
man.
recognize ourselves as musicians, as businessmen. And that's the problem. We too separated. We too divided. Nowadays, you know what I'm saying? You bring him here on the show because you a real dude. You real. You real. So you bring him here on the show and it's the bounce beat. Nah, Polo. Rest in peace, Polo.
Rest in
Rest
peace.
in paradise. He did something great because now the bounce beat is coming back.
Yeah, man.
So if he was still here, you feel me? Now the bounce beat is here, but he gone. So we never recognize a legend until they gone. Like Chuck Brown and like Polo. Because now the bounce beat is here. R.E. and White Boy, they hit you with that bounce beat.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me and Ernest L, man, we talk all the time. And, you know, I don't know what it is with Backyard, but shout out to Big G, man, the Backyard band. But at the end of the day, the bounce beat is what it is if you're trying to attract a younger audience. And it ain't too many bands that can do the bounce beat. I heard some shit today. I ain't gonna lie to you, Heartbeat. I heard some shit today, man. The bounce beat, it was cranking. And I think it was one from one of them little bands. You know what I'm saying? Well,
One of the situations I like too is I like the way What Band incorporates the bounce
woo!
with a lot of the stuff that they do. Backyard, they do, but Backyard been doing the dope jam and all that.
But Congo,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to tell you something, Congo. You say the What Band, so we talking about Rapper the Dude. We talking about Northeast Groovers though, Congo. You know what I'm saying, Hobby? We talking about Northeast Groovers 89, 91, 92. So the influence and the motivation is already there because they already dealing with a legend. So he broke out. He did the What Band. He did what was it? What was the
Project 71.
Project 70. A lot of bands, and I respect them. I gotta respect them because now we getting the notoriety from GOGO. So we gotta bring this shit back because now the white people, they like the older GOGO. They like the old Junkyard. They like the Northeast Groovers. They like the Chuck Brown. That's what they like now. So we gotta bring that back. He's a hell of a man. You know what I'm saying? And I respect him because he stayed in his own lane. And people forget that he came from Northeast Groovers. Playing at Prince George's Community College.
No, people forgot for real.
University of Maryland.
This is what they forgot. One thing about rapper I could say, man. One thing about rapper. Yeah, I feel you. One thing I can say about rapper though, he continues to reinvent himself.
Exactly.
And what he does is, no matter what situation, people talk about him sometimes in a derogatory way. But one thing about Slim, man, and I take my hats off to Young. That's like my little bro right there. One thing about rapper, man, he always reinvents himself.
Yeah.
And he stood the test of time right now. Like,
Right.
so now, you know, you got to deal with that gorilla, which is what band?
But
What band? Hold on, Phil.
I got you.
What band? Backyard.
JY.
Red Essence, JY, BYB. Right now, them the monsters right now. Ain't nothing you can say. And rapper, what rapper just did? He just,
Hey,
excuse me, ding dong.
I'm here. You
Back.
forgot about me?
He back.
And Hobby, that's what I want to say, Hobby. It's crazy because now we look back and we say, we got to salute Polo. The bounce beat is back. Everybody is using it as far as the newer bands to stay relevant. But at the end of the day, like you just said, Heartbeat, who gonna run the game is gonna run the game. You feel what I'm saying?
But you know what?
So
though?
what
What we can't do is base it on one individual as far as who gonna run the game, because ain't nobody running this shit. Because we still stuck in 495. So what we got to do, right? As far as running the game here, that's fine and cool. And kudos or whoever. But us as a GOGO community, we all got to come together like these engineers just did. Went out to Namm in California, right? Unity. They went all the way out to another state, to the biggest promotion in the world as far as sound engineers go, and represented our genre very well. So not only do the engineers have to do this, us percussionists, we got to do that. As far as Congo Players United, when they throw something like that regarding percussion, as far as vocal events, you know what I'm saying, all the singers get together. Do the same thing.
I'm gonna say something.
Now, we got to hold on, Phil. One second, because we getting away from this segment right now a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's all about the engineers.
No,
I
know I was gonna say something with the show you had last week. You had all soundmen.
Yeah,
Now you got
but
engineers.
this, no, it's the same thing. What we doing now, we piggybacking off last week.
Okay, gotcha.
These guys were here last week. They're actually the ones that went to California last week. So we're doing a recap of their trip. They just got back. That's what we're doing now, a recap of the trip. Every last single one of these young men went out to Cali last week, and they made a dent. They put a dent representing GOGO. That's what we need. We need people to come from this city, from this genre, to go other places and be like, look, we're here too. You have some of the best soundmen out there now. Am I right or wrong, fellas? From the Rolling Stones, the Kiss, to the biggest bands in the world. You know, and I played with these bands. Like some of the pictures that I seen y'all with. You know, these dudes, and I done played on stage. These dudes, yeah, I know some of these dudes, man.
Stevie Wonder was there, Slim.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder was there. So and Phil, I'm not cutting you off, nothing like that. But,
no, nigga.
But what you that's gonna let you know.
Hobby.
Listen to me. Let me tell you something. I love
listening.
you. I watch your show, nephew. You have a great show, dog.
Hey, Big Unc, I'm listening.
Yeah, I know you listen.
Teach me.
Teach me. We teach each other.
Let's go.
Dog. Shit. We teach each other, man. 10 p.m. each and every Tuesday, man. I am a subliminal criminal, keeping in the middle, depending about any direction, erection, like section, like brown, perfection, erection, words of protection. Sitting here riding shotgun. Engineers, man, y'all here, man. Clap it up for yourself. That magnificent.
But all I was saying, Hobby, is, man, you're doing something like, man, magnificent. What show, where have we ever recognized in DC, DMV, and GOGO history in 40, almost 50 years, all the soundmen at one time for all the top bands and even the local bands coming up? We ain't never did that. All the engineers at one stage. You said something last week. Let's take a picture, man, because we ain't gonna never get this again.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
It was real.
Continue
but you know
your
what,
show,
though?
Big Up. That's
you know
why I
what?
come here every weekend.
And I love to see you. It's a privilege,
I love you,
man. I love you more, man.
Man, shout out, man.
It's
Hobby, Congo album. Let's go.
It's an honor and a privilege to see you, Phil, all the time. Believe me, man. I'm proud of you, what you do, bro.
Yes,
I'm
indeed.
proud of you, man.
Appreciate you.
You're doing a hell of a job up there.
Appreciate you.
One time with Focus Field Radio, man.
Thank you.
Hell of a job, man.
Thank you.
He does his thing.
Appreciate you.
He does his thing, man. We got the firm, too. One time for the firm entertainment dudes up here. Now, Pep.
Yeah, man.
You mic'd up? You mic'd up? Get that man the mic, man. Give him a
All right,
round of
I'm
applause, y'all. He helped me put that thing together last week, too.
I appreciate it, man.
Let everybody know about your experience, man.
Well, my experience, I started in 1980 with a band named Mass Ascension. We grew up
Who?
1980. bro. I'm 53. All right, so these the cats that I hang with, because they teach me shit. Nah, bro. See, they never knew how old I was. Because
Well, black don't crack, and that's a fact.
This is my inner circle.
Okay.
So in 1980, I started with Mass Ascension because we grew up in the same neighborhood. See, back then...
You went with Charlie Horse, wasn't you?
Yeah, that's my cousin. See, people don't know this stuff. So in 1980, I started with Mass Ascension as a roadie. I didn't even know they had a band. We were just out playing basketball. I said, hey, man, we got to show up Coolidge. What you mean, man? Yeah, we got a band. I'm like, I'm going to come check y'all out. So as that progressed, I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
Started with them. You know, back then, man, it was a competition with the bands, good competition. But then it was a competition with the roadies too. People don't know that. Like back then, Essence had these red jumpsuits.
Burton, Vince.
Right.
Yeah.
So Mass Ascension had wear blue jumpsuits. EU had jumpsuits too, but their name on and all that shit. You know, EU on the back. You know, we had all that shit. So back then, bands had their own equipment. You know, they had the scoops, and so that shit was heavy as fuck. And everybody had like 8 to 10 stage crew.
Yeah.
Shit was huge, man.
Yeah.
And back then, nobody played on each other's equipment. Like we'll play Coolidge with like Peacemakers and Pump Blenders, and everybody had their own sound system. We'd be in each corner of them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And we have our own system.
Hey, real
They
shit
had their
though.
own-
Real shit.
They had their own system.
Yeah,
You know
you
what?
ain't lying.
You know what?
That's what I'm saying.
Let me ask you, right? Back then, right? Tell me the year. I was born in 82,
Right,
right?
Mhm.
I love GOGO.
right.
Plump Blenders, Hot Cold Sweatband.
Hot Cold Sweat.
Tell me, you guys put on a show. Plump Blenders, like, these are the names in GOGO that are legendary. But
Busey Brothers,
people
bro.
don't
I mean,
know.
People don't know because
The
people-
Busey
wait,
Brothers-
wait, wait, this
Earth, Wind,
thing.
and
But
Fire,
people don't know about
like,
the Busey Brothers.
don't have
The
no-
Pumplins is the offspring of the Busey Brothers.
Exactly. And
Right, that's
the
what I'm
thing.
saying. Like, this
People- I mean, these
legendary shit.
Okay, bands started off, they had introductions, they had steps, they had
Lights,
showmanship,
smoke.
they had lights, they had smoke, they had everything, bruh.
That was,
And the joint was $5 to get in.
That's when it was band and
Wow.
show.
yeah.
The production is gone.
Band and show.
More production.
So I started out with them, and then that progressed. You know, a lot of bands we played outside a lot. We played like block parties and shit. They had the Battle of the Bands on Anacostia. They had Wilmer's Park. They had the Coliseum. Coliseum was a big show for us because like the stage crew we got paid $20.
You wasn't
Yeah.
there at the Coliseum tonight when they put the spotlight on Slim running from the 18. Was
Yup.
remember?
Yep. They had all the bands down the Coliseum one night.
And
Mass
Slim was-
Ascension came out with tuxedos, bro.
Yeah.
But
They came out
Hobby,
with tuxedos, and that's when
Hobby,
Essence started wearing tuxedos.
who
You gotta
are the
believe it or not.
Who are the people, Hobby, that they open up for back then?
Trouble Funk.
Yeah.
Ray
What?
Essence.
Yeah.
Chuck Brown, the Soul Sister.
Air Raid was big back
Riz
then,
and the
too.
Boys. Petworth Band.
Yeah.
Class Band.
Class band too.
Come on, man.
So doing that stint, man, I actually liked sound and stuff. So I actually went to school for like electronics and sound and stuff like that. When I came back home, I started working, joined the military, had families, whatever. But my brother was in my brother played keyboards for our bands. My brother started with Mass Extension. Then he went to not Chance. He went to Class Band. He played with Class Band with Toddy.
Who was
And
your
then
brother?
Tom played keyboards.
Ho,
Played with High
ho,
Coast
ho,
Sweat,
ho,
too.
ho, ho, ho,
That's
ho,
my
ho,
brother.
ho, 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 ho.
Oh shit!
That's my brother.
Tom, your brother?
Yes, sir. So we both been in this go-go game like 40 years, bruh. Played with High Cold Sweat. He sat in with EU, sat in with RE.
Man, you ain't
Started
got-
his own band
I mean,
called
they
For
might
Sure
not know.
Band. For Sure Band, believe it or not, all those members became the mix. The mix band.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. And so now he's with Faces You Know. But like I said, when I wanted to come back out, he
Wow,
told
Pep,
me,
I
like,
ain't gonna
look,
tell him
don't
that,
come
man.
back out here with no cheap shit. Get the newest equipment that you can get. Don't get no cheap equipment and get with some guys that know what they're doing. That's what he told me. I said, no problem. First person I called was Googie. I said, man, I'm trying to get back and doing the sound thing, man. So he gave me a lot of advice. And then I already knew Little Joe and I knew Do Dirty from back in the day. So basically, when I bought my own sound equipment, I started watching those guys, but I was living in Woodbridge then. So that's when I hooked up with the firm. The firm was promoting down to Babylon.
Shouts out
They
to the
didn't
firm,
they didn't have
man.
no sound system. So we basically started together. And so I had my sound system down there, and then when bands didn't have an engineer, I mixed them. And that's how I started mixing bands. They believed in me. When I first started the Babylon, we had 4 bands, I think. I would think we had Black Passion, we had The Fix,
We had The Fix.
Mature Clientele,
Mature Clientele. We had
Wisdom Speaks.
Wisdom Speaks.
Started with those bands. And then I started mixing.
And Project 360.
And Project 360. Then I started mixing Dynasty for a little while. And then I started mixing Mature Clientele for a little while. I mixed Top 5 for a little while. I mixed Black Passion for a little while. And so as that went on, I was down there with them for like 4.5 years. I moved back to Maryland, and that's when I started doing my own thing. And then even though I started doing my own thing, the bands down there I had a relationship with down in Babylon, they let me start doing sound for them. So I started doing sound for them. But anyway, one night, I will tell this one story. One night, Backyard had 2 shows. They opened up for Mature Clientele down in Babylon.
I remember that.
Deuce lived way uptown. So Deuce said, he called me and said, Pep, I'm not coming to Woodbridge. Because they playing in Montgomery County later on. I told G, you going to mix them. I'm like, man, bruh, I don't know if I can do it. I can't emulate what you doing. He said, Pep, don't worry about it. Do what you do. I'm like, all right. He said, look, just turn them up. They like it loud, but just make it clean. I'm like, all right. Man, I was sweating bullets, bruh. Sweating bullets. I did the best I could. Man, they said it sounded good. G was happy with it. I guess G got back up to Society Lounge and told Deuce, he said, yeah, Pep was all right. And like, at that point, I knew I was doing the right thing. So from that point, I got with Doug, and we started taking these classes around the country. He took me to Namm.
Damn, Doug.
And then it just full bloom from there. And I said, but Doug, this is what we need to do. We need to put other people in position that what we're doing. This dude introduced me to like the engineer for like AV Sunshine, New Edition, BBD, a whole bunch of engineers.
It's a bad man right
Man,
there.
this dude a bad man.
Dougie Fresh.
And people hate on this man for some reason. I don't know why. But look, just like this. You at your regular job. They send you the training to get better, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing. This is our job. And so if you want to get better, you got to take classes. You got to read books. You got to take classes.
Right.
You got to invest in yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
People
Every
lazy,
year,
man.
these dudes take me to learn stuff. So when they have shows, and I don't have a show, go to his show. I go to his show. Or at Merlin Live, I'm out there with Lowe, and I'm learning stuff from him. So it's always a learning process. Like last week, we let the older cats talk because they the ones that paved the way.
Yeah.
So you got to give them their respect, and I respect them all.
Yeah.
Like I watch Al mix, I watch Googie mix, I watch Mo mix. Matter of fact,
You know who we didn't mention too, man, last week, man? Out of sight, Mike Hughes, man.
Oh,
I was like,
course,
AMF film.
That's who told me.
Yeah.
He's a bad man.
Yeah.
Probably the GOAT. That's the GOAT, probably.
Man,
right there.
he a bad man. Matter of fact, another connection that I have in GOGO. I have a cousin that got a sound system, Ed. Everybody know Ed. Ed was that's how I got on Master Essential because my cousin Ed was a roadie for them.
Wow.
When Master Essential became the new JBs, people don't know they was a band for James Brown. They went on the road for 5 years.
Yeah.
When they came back, they just pretty much dissolved. So Ed went and became a roadie with Essence, and that's how I met Mo.
I bet you don't remember a name called E.T.
Big tall E.T.
That name don't sound familiar.
You remember E.T.?
That's E.T.
Yeah,
You talking about with Rio?
Yeah.
E.T. was one of the first.
So that's my history, and right now I'm just out here doing my thing. I mix right now. Currently, I mix for All In Band. I mix for Checkmate.
All In. That's Central Groove alumni right there.
I split time mixing Subtle, me and Do Dirty, and I mix time mixing Let It Flow. So those are 4 major bands I mix for, but I also mix for a lot of bands that need my sound or they don't have a sound man, whatever.
Right.
But I'm just a free agent doing that, and like we give each other shows. You know what I mean?
That's how it's supposed to be.
If Doug can't do a show or he got double shows or triple shows that we used to do in the summertime, he'll hand shows off to me or I hand shows off to other people. That's what we do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if we're available, we do it. Most of the time, we all got the same equipment.
And you know what? I don't mean to cut you off, right?
No, go ahead.
Shout out Heartbeat. I do Focus Radio. Right. I had Laughing Lenny on my show. He's a comedian.
That's my man.
That's your man?
That's my man.
Great minds think alike. Great spirits. He has a great spirit, right? You know what he said as a comedian? I pass shows on. Hey, Phil, I might be out Fairfax, VA. Somebody might call me for a show in D.C. I'll call my fellow comedian. Go take that show. He said, but see, that's the problem. A lot of people in the spotlight and that's in a position that can do that even bands, they don't do that. Okay,
Right.
we playing out VA, but they want us in DC. Go send another local band that may be a protege or maybe just like
Not
that
gonna
band.
happen.
They show some love. They say that's
Not
a
gonna
problem.
happen.
They don't do that.
Not gonna happen.
Well, that's one thing.
But how many bands
It only
are in
happens
DC
with-
hobby?
it only happens
Like,
with- it only happens
we
with
can
sound
do that.
guys. That bands don't do that. Then they're gonna say, well, you know what?
Well, Congo players do that.
Congo
I
players
can't
do
say
that. Individual,
We do
individuals
that.
do
How many
that.
Congo
But
players do
entire
that?
bands don't do that. If they double book, then they're gonna call up a band and say, hey man, take our place down here. But sound man, we do that because we figure, oh, I'm not gonna have enough time to set up, or I don't have enough monitors, whatever. I'm gonna pass the show on to somebody else that I know can do it.
Okay.
And we go get that bread, and they're gonna make their bag over somewhere else.
And I think
we good.
I think that we have enough. We have enough bands and polished musicians here. You know what though?
Clap it up for Pep, though, y'all.
Oh,
Great. Appreciate you. Dougie Fresh.
What's up? What's up?
Talk to the people, man.
Man, my name Doug, man. So I'm gonna tell you about myself. So I had, I came up in the realm of GOGO engineers when I ain't gonna lie, it was like the drug game. They ain't want to tell you how to cook up. They ain't want to let you know nothing. If you wanted to learn something, you better learn it yourself. So I became the young outcast. I became, as some people used to say, that young nigga don't know nothing. So I was about 10th grade, I was running around, I was going to Friendly. I came across two brothers, JoJo and Damon. Back then, man, we was all in school, I was like, dang, they teachers aides, they getting out of class to do what? To do sound? I said, shoot, let me skip class too. So I started hanging out in the auditorium. That's back then, Friendly had a band called Pitch Black.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, all right, so yeah, they get to skip class, they doing sound, they getting paid. I said, the sound man, shoot, the band not getting paid, but the sound man getting paid. Shoot, let me go ahead and put this bass guitar down. It costs $150 a lesson. Let me go ahead and learn how to do this here sound over here. So back then, pretty much the only way to learn was blow some stuff up. So I went down to what was called Hot Licks in Waldorf. I took all the bread I had and bought a system. I started doing all the house party bands and everything. That's kind of how I first met Deuce 9.
Right.
Hey,
Shoot,
tell the
I
story.
had a system at a club called Blue Diamond and Fatal Attraction played. Deuce 9 came in there and said, "What type of Congos is these,
He
man?"
had the little, hey, look, he had the little, how the juniors is 8, the 8 and the 9 inch. The big joints was a 9 inch, another 9 inch, and it was a 10 inch. Them joints was tiny, those little small ones. They was little skinny, small joints, right? And I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? So I had to pull it to the side and be like, man, you got to step your back game
But
game
at that
up,
time,
man.
I was 10th grade with my own system,
Wow, man.
So
But he was young.
what kind of happened was Bobby Marshall started coming to Friendly right around every time we had testing. He would come with Ebenezer back when they had Reverend Tony Lee and everybody there, and they would come and they would have basically gospel concerts with 10 Commandments and Submission and bands like that from the circuit. And I was like, wow. So these young dudes, man, they setting up the sound. They out of school. It's a job. So I started, kind of hanging around, following. Then Bobby gave me a chance. Bobby said, look, you can't mess up rapping chords. I'm gonna start you out with the rapping chords. So I be at every Positive Black Man Coalition show. Shouldn't even have been in there. So you're underage in there, but Bobby was in there showing me the right things. So I kind of appreciate Bobby because he showed me the other side. Because he kind of showed me that GOGO don't got no cap. Because, see, if I kind of got the bounce beat portion after I got the Bobby portion, because it was like, with Bobby, we was doing stuff that EU, Chuck Brown, we doing big shows, and I'm sitting there like, dang, GOGO pays like this?
Mm-hmm.
But it was a common misconception back then that we were stuck in one price point.
Right.
So I said, well, maybe one day I'll get there. I strive, I keep pushing. So I went over to the bounce beat side because at the time, I'm a young dude. I'm in school. I want that fame. I want that bounce beat fame in school. So I started mixing all the different little bands. A guy named Delaney, he was managing a band called Top Priority and another all-girl band called PMS. And I started engineering both of those bands, and then I kind of dabbled my way all the way up from pretty much everybody. I done mixed everybody, T.O.B., ABN one point in time. Then kind of later on, I linked up with Deuce. I became Deuce. I became Deuce Mind the Man with Reaction, and then it just became like a double dose, as I would say it.
Right.
We was sharpening each other,
Shoot.
man. It was like it says in the Bible, iron sharpens
That's
iron,
right.
so one man sharpens another man.
So
And
we
became
came
that
up,
duo.
we came up together. We know, so if Deuce couldn't mix Reaction, I mix Reaction, and when we was together, the show was great. Or if Rick wanted to split the band up, we split the band up. We go two different places, so it was kind of like a double-edged sword. So what happened? Deuce kind of gravitated over to mixing What and other bands like that. So I started mixing Reaction full time, and right around that time, you know, I was already thinking about doing something different because, just being honest, the Bounce B side, you know, it wasn't structured. The business was terrible.
Right.
And it wasn't that it was the band's fault, and not trying to call any particular promoter out from the Bounce B game. It was like a untainted fountain. So a lot of promoters took advantage. They kind of jumped in where they saw money and didn't offer these kids no.
It was like the new Lil Wayne.
Oh
like,
man.
So
Hold on. So
Bruh. See.
Oh.
Let him talk, bruh.
all right, okay.
So
Let him talk, man.
So what happened around that time, I was like, man, this can't be how the business is supposed to be done, man. It was a lot of stuff that was going on that I was like, man, this ain't my structure. This ain't where I come from, you know. So I kind of started looking other places, and I bought a sound system again and started doing a little bit of stuff here and there, just little small stuff. And then I came across a homie of mine from who had left Bounce Beat as well, Eric. And Eric was like, yo, I need you to start doing the system, man. I was like, do the system? I was like, man, well, y'all don't need nothing. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I started fooling around with that. And then...
So let me ask you a question. Situations like the Namm situation you guys just came from, how did that actually elevate your game as far as pertaining to the GOGO?
Oh, yeah, let's hop on that subject. Now,
Yeah,
now the Namm situation, I'm tell you about Namm. So, by me mixing Black Alley, I came across... what show was it? It was a big show. It was Avery Sunshine,
Okay.
Fantasia, Black Alley. So they were on two different sides. It was just Avery and Black Alley was on two different stages and stuff. And I came across another black engineer. He was like, "Man, how old is you?" I was like, "Man, look, man, I'm this age." I forgot how old I was at the time. He was like, "Man, you young." He was like, I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "What you doing out here?" I said, "Man, look, I know my way." He was like, "Look, and ain't that many black guys like us doing this. You seen how many white faces you seen, no disrespect to nobody." He was like, we need to get each other number. So he started telling me about Namm, and then I started already kind of watching, social media. People like Dean West was always going to Namm and stuff like that. So I was like, well, how can I go to Namm? I'm like, well, what are they doing different that I'm not doing? So, I actually did my own research. I reached out to these people, and they told me, pretty much everybody else hit you with the same thing. Where your paperwork at? Do you have a business license? Do you got liability insurance?
Yeah, right.
Do you got invoices showing you doing real business, not somebody at the end of the show handing you $500 saying this is what the system costs? I was like, dang, I don't got none of that. I'm just what I am. So I said, well, maybe let me start doing my business a little bit different. So then I got a letter, and they was like, you want to become a member now? So now I'm like, I was just trying to figure out now. That's all it took was me to just start doing business right. So I jumped on, I went to Namm. I was a little nervous, at that time, being honest, I was the only person on that flight going to Namm from Ronald Reagan 5 years ago. Dean West, all them other engineers, they're a little bit older, so they got their own circles. So, being a young guy going out there, it was like, dang, I don't know what I'm going to do, but, man, look, I gotta figure out what's going on out here. I can't just get stuck in this one particular mindset. And I need to figure out how I'm going to tap into this for everybody else as well, because a lot of the young guys, me coming up, nobody gave me nothing. I had to take it or I had to earn it. So I said, well, look, if I can help other engineers that are on the same level as me get to that next paycheck or also gravitate the music and the culture to somewhere else, then that's what I'm going to do. So Namm started, it started saying, well, look, you can have 10 employees. I said, well, 10 employees. I said, how can I work this to beneficial? I said, look, well, shoot, all my homies going to be down on the list then. So I started offering it to other people, and slowly but surely, the list grew. But every year we used to have this thing called the Black Engineers Brunch, lunch, dinner, depending on what times.
Yeah.
So and what would happen was, now that was the greatest networking that's ever happened. You talking about the real power team. You talking about it was me at the time, Low, Pep, Deuce. You talking about the engineers with people like Chris Brown, J. Cole, the whole Bad Boy tour. You talking about people from Beyonce all the way down to Ariana LaGrande, and all black engineers, and we got the whole Roscoe's and Anaheim shut down. Just all black engineers.
Seriously, chicken and waffles.
And all we doing is networking.
Yeah.
Because how the game work is, as an engineer, like think about how you pass off work. We ain't got no sick leave. We can't call in sick. We gotta have somebody capable, because if you leave your band high and dry, then you just open the door for the next man easily. So you gotta have like-minded people who have an understanding. So I kind of gravitated to certain people, because a lot of people at the time, some people a little bit older, they don't want to listen to the young dudes. They think we saying something wrong or trying to do something against them. I had my fair share of people who feel a certain type of way about me. But me and some people in the game, our problem stems back to me coming up. How they carried it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to find people who were a little bit more humble, like Deuce 9, like Pep, another guy who's not here, like Lily Ellis. A lot of those guys, they was trying to make a way, for themselves. But, they just needed a push. Like, when Pep first started, I ain't gonna lie, Pep had a little powered system. I was like, shoot. I was like, man, Pep, get rid of that shit, man. That's not what the game want, So I had a system, at the time, I was already moving systems, a lot of different systems, and I was like, look, I don't want to waste this on somebody who not deserving. So Pep made a move, and I gave Pep that whole entire system, and Pep turned it into what his business is now. Same thing with Lily. Lily was a guy, just a DJ. Then he started doing sound. But what it really took was people just listening to key things that I was just saying, like, I ain't going to tell you nothing wrong. That's just, I don't know what the misconception is, but I don't tell you nothing wrong. Like, I told Joe, I said, Joe, you're going to go to Namm, you're going to see something that you ain't never seen before. You're going to see people actually trying to offer you the service. You're not in the store price shopping. There ain't no prices on nothing. Everybody on this floor, all 100,000 people from across the world in the whole entire music industry, from the producers to the engineers to the camera people to the people who book the shows, to the manufacturers, to the distributors, they all on the floor. We all equal. So when we look you in your eye, he telling you, I want you to use my product. And he willing to teach you. And when you around here and you stuck in this area right here, all we got is salesmen. So what I mean by salesman is salesman could be a man in the store or it could be a man at the show.
I love you, man.
So basically what I mean by that is you got to buy the information. I got to go up Chuck Levins and I got to pay for this speaker, and then they going to tell me about it. Or I can go out Namm and they gonna show me the difference. They're going to show me why this is better, why I should use this, how it should be tuned. They're not going to hand me something and say, exactly.
Right.
Might give me 20% less than
man.
I'm going to get it at Chuck Levins.
Right.
And that's the problem. See, our area has become so used to being middleman. From music to engineering to product to everything. So I learned that once you cut out the middleman, it was no guesswork. So like what, in 5 years, I could probably say I didn't amass maybe at least 7 to 9 systems, sold another 26. I didn't touch maybe 15 different countries. And that's over a 5-year span. And it just was off of the strength of just me grinding it out with like-minded people. Right. That's why I got a trip coming up. And it's Sierra Leone in September. And I'm already looking like, okay, so key things they asked me.
Beautiful place, though.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I want to go back to the motherland, but key thing that they asked for is, who do you got that got them certificates? So, and I have to be like, well, look, Deuce, it's Pep, it's Low, it's Joe, and what that does is these people out here, you know, they have a little bit better understanding of what it takes to make things happen. And I feel as though by us being go-go engineers, and what gave us an advantage over everybody else on the national circuit is that we made it happen with less tools. We've been mixing for analog for so long. We've been carrying heavy speakers. We've been getting effects. We've been doing this. We've been spending our own money for so long that when I go to a national show, before I arrive in, let's just say, Texas or something, they got a whole list of what console I want, what speakers I want, how it's supposed to be set up. And what that creates is a new standard for your band.
So will we bring go-go? Because you know what? You know what made me mad, right? I have a radio show, and it's a go-go band in Alabama. From Alabama. No DC culture at all, but have listened to the DC culture and formed the go-go band. The main thing is, what do these go-go bands need? Do we need more commercial music of our own? Red Essence is one of the bands that have a lot of commercial in their own music.
I'm gonna be real with you about that. Now, that's something funny that you said that. So, pretty much, what the problem is this. We got to get off this high horse of feeling like, of not investing our own money in ourselves. We too worried about what this promoter going to do, where our name at on the flyer. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Black Alley and Red Essence went to South by Southwest. But I'm just being honest. You know, we ain't make what we supposed to make, but it wasn't about that. It was about furthering the cultures, about representing us in Texas. So people would have said, man, that's all y'all made. And then we sit there like, look, at the end of the day, we grown men. I'm not worried about what I'm making or something like that because of what it's doing for the culture.
You see what it is, man. People from here, a lot of people from here ain't really been nowhere. And
you gotta travel.
I ain't get $5 for doing Oprah Winfrey.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't get $5, but you know what it did? When I was on that Rigo Suave tour, you know what it did? That appearance alone, it extended our tour 6 more months. Just that one appearance. It's not all about the money in some factors, maybe. You have to jump out there and get in these big venues, big situations, because it's all about people seeing you. Even you guys as engineers. You know what I'm saying? When they hear a product, when they say, for instance, you're behind that soundboard, and you're mixing for Prince, right? You got other big acts in the venue too. They hear that mix. Who was that?
Yep.
Next thing you know, you hired for like another big tour. You supposed to be going home a week later. The Rolling Stones just picked you up.
And that's exactly how it happens.
That's how it works.
Exactly how it happens.
But Doug, man, I want to say this to you, man. I appreciate you. This for being the conductor of this situation. You didn't have to do it, but you did. That's what it's all about, man. Each one teach one, man. I love it. No crab in the barrel mentality here going on, man. So give it up to Doug, man. I love you, man. Appreciate you. Well, we're gonna take a 5-minute crank break and come back with the engineers. Also, the firm entertainment is in the building. Mr. Hobby Khan, God, #1 show on GOGO. Let's go, DJ Ron. Get well, DJ Rick.
What's up, Rocky Rob? What's up, Rico? Hold it right there, Smoke. Y'all want a little bit of smoke tonight, y'all? Y'all want a little bit of smoke? Y'all want a little bit of smoke? Ain't it OG? these Congos up, man. It looks so easy, y'all. Turn the big Congos up, please. Hey, do me a favor, Smoke. Put it in the pocket, take your time. Hey, Smoke, you being too nice, man. Hey, Smoke, do something to make him talk about you, Smoke. You all by yourself. Make him talk, Smoke. It's Santa One, Smoke. Santa One, Smoke. That's too slow, Smoke. 4th Street. That's way too slow. Oak Creek. Hell yeah. And give me double barrel shotgun. purpose for you. Private parties and all that, baby. We got it good for you. You can just rent backyard off for you and yourself. I see your rooms and all that for you. We can bring hide and seek. Play piggy boo. You know what I'm saying about streets? City Fire ain't ready for it, man. Yeah. That masquerade party before we go down to Carolina on Halloween. Pre-Halloween masquerade party. Yeah. Flies me out the bar on Friday. Flies supposed to been out. There I go. Masquerade party. Drop down, bud. Y'all ready, ladies? Keep it dirty, Will. Keep it dirty, do dirty. Trying to make this a full-time thing, yo. Good to see you, Mo. Oh, hold up. Mike B, you trying to make me get started early, huh, Mike B? Wait all night, fam. 5 stars in the building, chilling down front, ROD. Push a little bit, wheels. Crank for ROD, man. Good to see my brother Tremaine, yo. Man, there ain't nothing like a party with my fam in the building, I swear. Hey, T-Man. Love you, boy. Real talk. Rest in peace, D-Real.
Place to advertise your business and promote your products and services? VoxWave is the right place. We have over 10,000 views a day and 70,000 listeners a month. For more information, contact Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455.
VoxWave now features a streaming radio media player on our website's front page, where local artists can get their music played 24/7. For more information on getting your music in rotation or to perform live at our studio, contact Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455.
Android users, the VoxWave app is now available in the Google Play Store. Download the app today on your Android device to listen in and view programs.
That's what it is, man. Back with the all the engineers that went to Namm, man. That situation in California. Clap it up for yourselves, man. I'm so proud of you, man. Hey, look. I just want to say to all of y'all, man, we've come a long way. And from you guys going out to California representing us in such a fantastic situation. Going to Roscoe's, clap up for Roscoe's. Ain't it good, y'all?
Hell yeah, man.
That waffle, man. That
Man,
waffle.
if you ain't never,
the waffles and the chicken, the fried chicken and the
if
waffles.
you ain't never, hey look, if you ain't never been to California, man, and you go, man, you got to go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. That thing made me the size I am today, y'all. I was out there 2 years, and man, I came back home. Everybody like, damn, bitch, you gained a lot of weight. Roscoe's.
Hey, Hobby, I want to ask you a question, Hobby.
What's up, baby?
Like, you've been in a lot of places, right?
76 countries, man.
76 countries. Hey, Hobby.
Yeah.
Tell me your favorite meal, like something you'll never forget. Like even if you catch all timers, you be like 90 years old and you still with us, but you be like, I went to this country and they had the best meal, they had the best food, something you ain't never experienced before.
A joint in Prague, next to Moscow.
See, that's what
in
I'm
Russia.
saying. See, you've been these places, I can't even pronounce this shit. What you say?
No, it's called Prague.
How you spell this shit?
P-R-A-U-G-E.
G-U-E, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
they had a joint called Buffalo.
It's like European by Russian.
I had buffalo deer. Not buffalo chicken wings, but buffalo deer. And it changed my life.
Damn. Buffalo deer. Deer was fresh.
Oh, my God. and had sex with one of the most, my wife, you wasn't around. You watched. Had sex with one of the most beautiful woman.
So you ate that and then you went to the go-go.
Yeah, and knocked her back out. Yeah.
All right, Harvey. I just want to ask that question because I want to go to that place. Do they have like
cleanest place in the world?
I like to go somewhere, you know what I'm saying, Harvey, like
I'm trying to take
islands and beautiful water.
I'm trying to take
can I go there and chill on the island
yes, you
or
can,
something?
man. I'm just trying to educate people, man, and stop trolling on, the GOGO Report while I'm doing my show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trolling on me, saying things like we the #1 GOGO show and where I let my host talk.
Harvey, they
Bam.
don't know where you
Bam.
been. Like
Bam. Bam.
before the GOGO show,
I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you,
I feel you.
some notoriety right now. But stop doing that, man. For real.
All right, I got
I'm
you.
in your corner, man. But you're going too far. Anyway, 8 p.m. each and every Tuesday night, #1 show on GOGO. Once again, I am. Try this, bam. Subliminal, criminal, keeping it mental, but dependable, any direction, erection like sex, like brown complexion, erection worth of protection. It ain't about no rapping like that. It's doing like that. No. Anyway, clap it up, y'all. Vocabulary on 100. Don't forget, man, I was a rapper too. #1 album in the Midwest. I would bust a lot of y'all asses doing this hip hop shit. Don't get it fucked up and construed. Anyway, we back with the GOGO Engineers United, man. We back once again, man. Y'all in the building.
Yes, sir.
We going to this next young man right here who participated in the Namm project. Oh, y'all see the T-shirt? Y'all see the gift? Niggas bring me shit back from L.A., man.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Let's go, man. Talk your shit, man. Let everybody know who you are, what you do, and what's happening.
Joe, mix for whoever called me. I'm gonna just jump right to the Namm situation. I've been hearing about it for a couple of years from Doug and Deuce, and I have another guy, Ronnie Queen, who used to talk about it all the time. He's an engineer too, and I wanted to go last year, but wasn't able to go, and so I finally got a chance to go this year. So I also used to mix for Black Alley, and we had a show at Crampton Auditorium where I met Chris and Michelle. So I started mixing for her for a while, and then I started mixing for Anthony Hamilton. And I don't care where you go at when you meet,
Hold on.
it's not.
You started mixing for who? Anthony Hamilton.
Anthony Hamilton.
And the Hamiltons?
Yeah.
You said Chrisette Michelle too, though.
What's
Hobby.
happening, man?
So
I love Chrisette, but Anthony Hamilton, that's my shit right there.
Hey, Hobby, I seen that thing.
That's
That
my
guy
shit
concert
right
show.
there.
My God.
When you go to some of these places, I just did the East Coast for actually both artists. When you go to a lot of these places, you don't see any black people at all unless they bring the equipment in or something like that. So exactly what Doug said, you don't see it, but when you do, you kind of network with these guys. And I think my biggest downfall in the whole situation was I didn't have any certificates. When you on these people equipment, some of these boards are $90,000, $100,000.
Yeah, that's right.
So if you're not certified,
you better know what you're doing.
It's like a mechanic working on your car. You don't want a guy that don't have a certified to work on your brakes. You drive your family in that car. The same thing with these dudes and these sound systems. That's their life, and the amount of money that you see in sound systems here don't even equal the back line of what they carry.
Some boards, brother, man, that blew my mind, man, during the sound checks. I walk out there, to the arena or the stadium.
No matter how good you are, no matter how good you are in this game, you can always find somebody to replace you. And it's the same thing, out there with these big artists too. I could be as good as I want to be, but if I don't have those certifications, they're not gonna keep calling you, or you're not gonna stay working a lot. So I get calls, every now and then, but nothing like what I would get if I had these certifications. So for me, next year, without a question, I'm definitely gonna take some classes out there next year.
No, I'm going with y'all next year.
So, but
I'm going with y'all,
please.
man.
The amount of equipment.
I'm bringing the Congo. Ernest L.
We got
you going?
bro.
Yeah, the CPU got to be out there too.
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
I got you, man. I got your plane ticket.
Huh?
He gonna pay for
I
it.
got your plane ticket, bro. Don't worry about it.
It's
You gonna pay for
$40
it.
right now
You
on
gonna pay for the plane
Spirit.
ticket, bro.
Round trip $60 right now on Spirit if you go get it right now.
Hey, and you on the?
Hold on. Can I hear that again?
I ain't
You
messing
know what
with
though?
Spirit, though.
You know what though?
If we
I
set
got
up
a
to
new.
go
I got.
in
I'm
March,
gonna
next
I'm
year,
piggyback off what
plan
you
it right
said.
now.
Check this out, y'all. I got a new saying now. Doug, Pep, all y'all up. Guess what?
I'm all.
When you network, it uplifts your net worth.
Yeah.
Say it with me. When you network, it uplifts
Uplifts
your
your net worth.
Yeah. Yeah. That's real. I'm
Continue
about
on,
to
baby.
put that on Facebook.
Put that thing
But
on
you know what?
man.
You know what,
I ain't
Hobby?
gonna charge you.
But Hobby,
No,
you
I'm
know
tagging
what,
you.
Hobby? We gotta think back. Like I say, man, Hobby.
No,
I show
no.
you so much love
And I
and
show you so
gratitude because it's like Chuck Brown. It's like over 80 countries
76,
you
baby. I
toured.
ain't gonna lie. 76.
76, and then we got 4 more 80 that they don't know about. But the thing is, man, I think that we got to grab more of our culture. We got to realize that we are musicians. You feel what I'm saying? Like, for this guy right here, man, to travel with Chuck Brown, 76 countries.
No, Chuck was
like,
the
he's
first.
here for a reason. We got Vox right now. We got the Heartbeat Congo Hour for a reason. You feel what I'm saying? So now we getting a lot of old school go-go that's getting a lot of notoriety, you know what I'm saying, for what we have done, because a lot of people studying our shit. We got a lot of great soundmen that have done go-go, but they travel. Like last week, we had a lot of soundmen that say, I've been on the road with John Legend. I've been on the road with Michael Jackson, Prince, this person, that person.
And
you feel what I'm saying? But these are the same people that did go-go.
And the thing about it is, man.
You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Baby boy, hold on, baby boy. Are you done?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
All right, man. Give him a round of applause, y'all. That's our brother.
I ain't meant to cut you off, did I, brother?
We're going to go to you now. And I'm going to bring him up here. He has a beautiful show on right now. It's called the GOGO Government. But we're gonna bring him up here next week.
I like that. I like how you
Matter
got the
of fact,
capital
we
right there,
supposed to be
though.
going down Madness
I like
Connection
that.
next week. But so
I do that in
then
white
we gonna
and
go to the
red.
firm after you. So we got like 15 minutes left, man. So let's get it in.
6.
Best show ever.
Well, I'm Shorty Low. Everybody know me.
Clap it up, man.
You know. I know all these guys in the room, even Vaughn, shit. We went to school together. We grew up together. Man, shit. Like, we was fucking basketball rivals in school. You know what I'm saying? We played.
Well, ain't any one of y'all want to see me in my day.
Yeah.
I would have dunked on both of y'all.
But yeah, man, I like to basically send a shout out to Doug, because, like I said,
Doug.
Me, Doug,
Thank you, man.
Deuce 9 came up in the air.
Such a humble young
where,
man.
like, again, we were looking up to Lil Joe's, Googies, all that, but we was trying to figure out how can we get that name, or our name, like, okay, that's the Shorty Lows, that's the Deuce 9s, that's the Dougs, that's the Doughboys, and we took this bounce beat and ran with it.
Right.
I know I did. I took it and created, and take my hat off to like Kendall, even Lil Joe, because he had TCB. So like to have the top bounce beat band, it was like, yeah, okay, cool. And I always would tell Lil Joe, like, bro, like, hey, you gotta get your production, like, far as, you know, your education up on the equipment. Because, like, you can change your whole production for TCB in the route they going when they was at that time in their prime. I was like, bro, like, you can take them. They honestly, they would have went past back and everybody else that was in the game. Period.
You pull over for life.
You know what I'm saying? Because they had their business structure together. They grabbed a young culture, and us as engineers, I was a drummer, keyboard player. Like I'm like the young old crew of us. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm damn hitting 40 this year.
Damn.
So like,
you look like
28, boy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm 40 in May. So like, you know what I'm saying? I played the drums with bands like Perfect Blend. I played with what band's first band when he had Marvin, Stefan, and all them. I even played when he had Michelle twice or 3 times on the drums. But like I was running into this thing with the sounds thing, like, man, the production could be a lot better if you have this, and this. So I was like, if I get on the other side and be where I can control the sound and the production, we can be winning. So I grabbed, me and my cousin JB, Professional Sounds, We grabbed a system, like I said, back in
the big homie right there. Shouts out to JB.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and his thing was, we got to stunt on the sound shit. Meaning, nigga, we going to get the best shit off the break. Rather we don't know what the fuck we buying or not, we going, man, what we need, this, cool. We'll blow that shit up next week. And we had insurance on shit, so we just buy some more shit.
But so what's the cheap shit though? What's like the names of?
I mean, when I say no, we're not even going there. But what I mean, listen, when I mean about cheap, I mean where's the less product, like, you know what Radio Shack is, and you know going into, you know what I'm saying.
You know what Home Depot?
I don't want to cut you off.
We got 5 minutes, y'all. We got to get the firm in.
I'm sorry. Shout out to Hobby. Let me tell you something. One thing that you just said, the bounce beat is another whole department of what we have from GOGO right now.
Like
shout out to Polo, rest in paradise to Polo. The bounce beat is what it is. Hold up. If you guys can manufacture it and brand the bounce beat, and be able to put it into the newer GOGO as far as the other bands that's already running shit, I appreciate it. But the bounce beat sounds good. But you got to be able to manufacture it, and it got to be relatable to everybody.
I don't like me. I'm inbred in bounce beat. Like Deuce 9 and Doug. Us three, like we
is it branded? Do you have the bounce beat branded?
Hold on. We created.
I'm sorry.
A sound, and like the reason why these bands are kind of semi-structured the way they are is because we kind of like taught them as we was going along how, like, T.O.B. is probably the most easiest bounce beat band to mix because they understand sound, because I taught them as along we was going.
Okay.
You know, so I've been with them 10 plus years.
Okay.
I was on the stage. I played the drums.
You know who I'm with every day?
I'm a lead keyboard player. I'm not the one in the back. I'm the nigga who runs it. Like,
you know what though?
I runs the stage. So
where did y'all bounce beat come from originally?
Phil.
I mean, bounce beat come from.
10 minutes left, man.
I mean, that the culture of the bounce beat come from way back. Like, you know, Pitch Black Band. You know what I'm saying? It's came from a drummer. You know what I'm saying? And Neil took the structure of with that drummer and that pattern.
All right, so
you know what I'm saying.
But let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. Okay, you know, we all talked about the Namm situation with you, and you know, you as far as your participation in this historical event. Clap it up one more time for y'all. Hey, look, because I'm with my nephew Bobby. You know Bobby, TCB. You know, and he tried to educate Big Onk on bounce beat every day, and I'm so informed on you guys, man, that just that movement alone, and I respect it so much more now. You know, I'm in the car with him almost every day, and he plays everything from TCB to UCB to CCB to TOB. And you're like, oh, listen to this. Watch how we do this. Watch how we do that. I'm an expert. I ain't gonna say I'm an expert, but I'm so in tune with bounce beat now, like, and I appreciate it now on a bigger scale.
And I mean, the thing is with me is, now with all the bounce beat bands that I'm kind of working with, like T.O.B., AJA, shit. I mean, we do post-production and shit for, like, ABM and all them CDs these days putting out. We got me, Deuce 9, Doug. We in the back multi-tracking and going back and actually putting the shit and making it sound like it's supposed to really sound as production coming out. You know what I'm saying? Even I go in and fix shit. You know what I'm saying? T.O.B., I play.
But can I ask y'all? A gigantic favor then? You know, all you sound engineers right now, let's do this, man. Let's do this, man, and change the game. Let's put together a project, right, and incorporate the bounce beat and these soccer beat bands together.
I mean, I
call it GOGO.
Not to cut you off, Heartbeat, but like, I was with Junkyard for 5 years.
Okay.
And I got that job through House, you know what I'm saying, believing in me and saying, Lo, listen, I like how you mix. I like the clean mix. Me and Deuce 9 kind of switched off. Like, Deuce 9 was mixing Junkyard. He was like, Lo, I'm getting ready to go over to what? Go ahead and take Junk while they open. I was like, bet. Boom. It got me on that side where, like, I listened to this band growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know.
It's nothing like that, too.
I know their back line backwards. Like, I can play all their stuff back to them. You know what I'm saying? Perfect, all the way down. So, for me to even have that experience and, like, all right, I'm a young in the game, okay? You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to kind of bring my sound to Junkyard and make them sound like our era. you know what I'm saying, kind of like, y'all gotta have that clean, crisp sound. It can't be muddy, you know what I'm saying? Gotta have that great production, brightness to it. Then I got with Trouble Funk, and that kind of led me to getting in. Yeah, I mixed Trouble Funk for 3 years.
Wow.
And it got me kind of like on the corporate side. That's why I got Merlin Live.
It was old school.
I mixed Trouble Funk at Merlin Live, and their floor manager walked up to me and said, "Bro, who you work for?" I was like, "I'm a freelancer." He said, "What's your email? I'm gonna send you an email. I want to send you an offer." And that was history. I've been there for 4 years, and I'm their lead.
What did I say, y'all? Network does what?
Did you see that, Hobby? You heard what he said? Trouble Funk.
Say it again.
That's all they heard, Hobby, was Trouble Funk.
Uplifts your network.
Say it again. Network what?
Your net worth.
And like I said, meeting with me, Doug, Deuce 9, Pep, Joe, couple other guys that ain't here with us, Serb. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we went to Tennessee. I ain't never thought I was gonna go to fucking Tennessee. Digigo. We went to go get our certification for Digigo. You know what I'm saying? And Digigo right now is the top shit. Like,
Beyonce used Digico.
All the top stars, they run the Digico.
All
The
the
engineers. I personally don't like Digico, boy. I got two SD8s at Merlin Live. I hate them. Just because it's not engineer friendly for all the engineers. You know what I'm saying? My thing was always provide a product where I can teach kind of like, if it's 15 engineers in here, I can damn near teach 12 of them because this board is easy for you to flow through. So like, you know, like I said, going to Namm and meeting these different engineers, artists, musicians, like I said, I'm all on everywhere. Lights. I know how to run the MD8, the
All right.
Pro Tools, the MAs.
Baby boy,
So,
you be here next week.
Cool.
We gonna
Yeah,
talk.
so
Before
Hold on. No. I need Firm to talk real quick.
Go ahead, do
The
your
Firm
thing.
Entertainment Group. Man.
all right, good.
All right, y'all. Hey, look. You know what it is? He gonna be here next week anyway. Talking about the GOGO government. We gonna incorporate the two. But look, the Firm is here. Y'all clap it up. Firm Entertainment's here. Baby boy. Let everybody know what's going on.
February 17th, Diamond Lounge in Annandale, Virginia. The Black is Beautiful Fair. This is the second one. We got 5 bands. We got JY, 5 band, Faces You Know, Subtle, Mature Clientele.
Lineup.
Right
This is what
now,
we gonna do. This is what we gonna do because
Grown and sexy.
no, this is what we gonna do for real. Because you know, like clap it up, y'all. Dynamite show tonight. Before you get off, we gonna still do your spiel, but at the same time, can you come back next week too?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and we're gonna bring all the bands up here next week too, because I know Vibe Band on that card too, right?
Right.
They had a show tonight down the winery.
Right.
Okay, so we next week, ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do up the Hobby Congo, man. #1 show on GOGO. I ain't bragging, pants ain't sagging. ain't nobody up here fagging. Okay, #1, man. So we're gonna bring the Firm back up in next week with all the bands, also the GOGO government. But anyway, continue your spiel, baby.
Like I said, right now tickets on sale $25.
I gotta get my.
Break
I got.
that down.
That's it. 2 cents and a 5.
$5 a band. Right now,
For
the tickets are
those,
moving.
for those that don't know mathematics.
I need, you know what? I need the whole Firm Entertainment up here though.
But how's Pop?
I get
And
the-
for
I
the
need
fan
everybody
base of
up
y'all
here.
band.
Nick the Bears and everybody.
Like I said, we
everybody.
got, it's also Married to the Game. They on the card, and Frank White.
And Frank White. Hey Frank, I know you're looking too, man.
So
I got
Get
an
your
artist.
ass up
I
there.
got
I don't
an
hear about you
artist
gotta work
bar,
either.
man. Can we open up? Can we? All we need is 3 minutes.
sit 3 minutes.
All we need is 3
Squeeze
minutes.
you in.
But we're gonna bring you back up here.
And she
next
bringing
week,
a pole.
because
Should I catch an Uber? How's the parking?
I mean, you can catch an Uber if you plan on drinking. I mean, be
he's gonna,
responsible.
but no, me and him both be together in the
Yeah,
Uber.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, 'cause I
yeah.
might go with
But I mean,
Hobby.
there's plenty of parking up there. But if you know what I'm saying, if you gonna drink a little bit,
A little bit.
you know you coming to Fairfax.
Oh hell yeah!
And
we
that's
gotta
the
get
dark
on.
blue cars, and they have tinted windows.
Yeah.
Every
So I'll be-
Fairfax police car has tinted windows,
got
and
me,
they
you,
will pull your
Ernest.
ass clean over.
And I don't like none of them.
Working at Spas.
I'm cool with him. Shorty little cool with him. I drive a black rim, and you see it. Just he's the sound guy. Just let me go.
It don't work like that out there, bro. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Maybe for him, but for
Yeah,
me, it don't.
yeah, that's
Hey, look.
gonna be a
Any
dynamite
last
show.
things you want to say, baby boy?
It's gonna be a dynamite show. Like I said, everybody get your tickets. You can hit me up. Call me 571-269-8494. I'll get you out the way.
Say that number again, one more time.
571-269-8494.
Clap it up,
You
man.
can
Firm.
get Frank White.
And I'm his agent,
Kirby.
Shorty Low. I am a firm firm member.
That's my brother. That's my brother.
I am GOGO member and a firm member.
Look here, y'all.
Like, I do
y'all.
have my firm shirt.
Yes,
We
sir.
be overtime. Hey, look, babe. Look, clap it up, man. GOGO Engineers United in the building. Straight from Namm. Y'all see the shirt?
Yeah.
Y'all see the shirt? I got it on. I just want to let everybody know, man. Look, this message is to Darnell Floyd before we get off. D. Floyd announced his retirement from the game in 2019. I want to say this to D. Floyd, man. One of the guys I looked up to coming in the game. I've been in the game a long time, man. But D. Floyd, man, he got a joint he called, he gave his whole life. And he actually did. So on his retirement, this is last year in GOGO, man. We love you, bro. I can't wait for the interview. Yeah. Clap it up for D. Floyd, man. And no, we're gonna talk about it after the game. We talk about it after the game. Right now, we in the fourth quarter right now. 5 seconds left. I got the ball right now. I'm trying to make this shot. We down by one. Thank you, folks. Give me that thing. Anyway, I got it. Anyway, man, like I said, GOGO Engineers United, clap it up for them. They in the building. Young man sitting to the left of me, man. GOGO Report, #1 blog in the history of GOGO. Everybody tuned in right now. Everybody's tuned in every day, doing advertisements, endorsements, and all that. He's in the building. Clap it up for Ernest L. Lonnie Love, sick. DJ Rick, sick. Nazi Nas, I don't know where you are.
Sick.
Oh, she sick?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, she put the call in. Yeah.
Okay. Well, clap it up for them, man. My co-host. And my little brother right here, from the same father and mother, Hako Sweat legend. They cranking like shit right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, they are.
Down Fast Eddie's this Friday with Red Essence. Go down there and see him. Put your hands together. Rick is in the building, man.
Rick is on Blitz. Oh my God.
Why he gritting on me right now? I don't know.
God.
Anyway, man, look. It's Hobby Conga Eye.
Like last year.
Then you know then.
Oh my God.
Okay, look here, y'all. This is a Hobby Conga Eye, #1 show on GOGO. Despite what Bam say. No. Hey, Bam, you know what though, man? And I know you ain't looking at this camera. You probably looking at the report. But Bam 640, man, I love you, man. I'm praying for you, bro. Congratulations on your new situation up Rise Radio. Put your hands together for Bam. That's how I do. That's what everybody loves.
That's what we do.
Same back channel, same back station. We going live up Madness next week. That's what it is, man. We all about love, man, and camaraderie here, man. Hobby Conga, man. We bring it to each and every week. I know it's snowing outside, whatever they say, it's freezing up and everything. But we came here to bring you the best entertainment that GOGO has ever brought you before. We came here to entertain you tonight. I know a lot of y'all sitting home right now eating your popcorn with your stinking asses in a warm house. But we out here in the battlefield, like Ernest L. say, man. We out here in the battlefield, man, trying to bring you guys the best entertainment possible. On that note, man, look, it's a Hobby Conga Eye. I am a subliminal criminal, keep in the middle, but dependable on any direction. Erection like sex and that brown complexion, erection words of protection. If you can repeat that, I got $5 for you next week. It's a Hobby Conga Eye. We out of here. We love you. Watch your stinking ass and keep God first. Gone.
Haven't had a good time in a long time. Hey, Tremaine, I'm way up. I feel blessed. They know that, y'all. I'm way up. I'm way up. I feel blessed. I'm way up. I feel blessed. Oxy Hill. I'm way up. We feel blessed, y'all. Take them back, y'all. Look. Me and my chick took a little trip down to the garden.